Welcome to the Stock Market Daily News Podcast. Today is February 7th, 2026. Yesterday's markets closed out a volatile week, with the S&P 500 falling 1.2%, the Dow sliding nearly 1%, and the Nasdaq down 1.6% as tech stocks led the sell-off. The big story dominating headlines: sell everything, panic rattling across tech, crypto, and commodities. We'll break down what fueled this broad shakeout, which stocks and sectors got hit hardest, and what this means for investors going into the weekend. Plus, we'll touch on a resilient performance in India's markets and a wild week for Bitcoin. Here's what you need to know about the market landscape right now. Let's start with that sell everything wave shaking global markets. Fear spread fast as doubts about AI-fueled growth triggered heavy losses for tech giants. The Nasdaq tumbled over 1.5% as Amazon shares nosedived more than 11% after missing earnings and revealing a $200 billion AI spending plan. Investors worried this capex binge signals tech valuations have stretched too far. Even software and cloud stocks, already under AI pressure, saw accelerated declines. The broad retreat suggests investors are moving from rotation to outright risk-off mode, raising the odds of deeper pullbacks across risk assets this month. On the crypto front, Bitcoin stole headlines with one of its worst weeks in recent years. The world's top cryptocurrency plunged as much as 14% on Friday morning to around 62,000, after falling below 80,000 just last weekend. That's a drop of about a third since New Year's. Liquidations of leveraged bets and institutional ETF outflows amplified the pain. While Bitcoin did stage a brief bounce back to 66,000 later in the session, analysts warn that bearish sentiment and macro risks, including government budget standoffs and persistent inflation fears, continue to cap any quick recovery. Elsewhere, precious metals took a hit as volatility rocketed higher. Silver collapsed again to around $72 per ounce after briefly spiking to record highs last week. Gold, which had recently hit new peaks, also slid over 4% and traded below $4,800 an ounce. Analysts note that intense selling in commodities, especially after last week's historic moves in silver, reflects a shift toward defensive positioning as investors question the staying power of the AI, crypto, and metals trade. Switching gears to global markets, India was a rare bright spot. The Sensex closed up 266 points, with the Nifty ending at 25,693, bucking the global sell-off. The Reserve Bank of India held rates steady and signaled a stable inflation outlook, calming nerves. Notably, the Indian rupee logged its strongest week in over 3 years, giving a boost to domestic investor sentiment, especially after a turbulent period for Asian and European equities. Finally, the risk-off mood hit crypto stocks and exchanges hard. Shares of Coinbase have plunged 65% from their highs, prompting Citigroup to slash its price target from $505 to $400, citing slower institutional activity and delays in U.S. crypto legislation. Still, Coinbase shares actually gained 6% in pre-market trade as crypto markets staged a modest rebound, highlighting persistent volatility and the tug-of-war between long-term optimism and near-term uncertainty. Let's wrap up. The S&P 500 closed at 4,715. The Dow ended at 36,168. The Nasdaq marked 13,850. Themes to watch: mounting caution in tech and crypto, continued volatility in commodities, and global investors questioning stretched valuations. Looking ahead, next week brings key earnings from names like Coinbase, Amazon's capex details, and more clarity on U.S. inflation data. Don't forget to subscribe for your daily market briefing and visit our website for real-time updates. Until next time, stay alert and invest smart.